Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is Fingers with Hot Sauce and Coffee, and today we're interviewing Storey with Stereosparks.
Hi.
Now, Storey, thank you very much for coming to do this interview. We really appreciate it. To start us off, let's talk a little bit about who Stereosparks is. Let's talk about what kind of music you guys do. What's your style overall? I know it's a very broad question, but your style. What do you guys?
Well, we're definitely an evolution of a band. We've been playing music for 6 years together. Marcus is the other member of the band. He's actually my husband, which works out really well. But we've basically started playing music because we love music more than anything, and we've grown as people over the last 6 years. When we started in California, we moved to Nashville. That was a huge influence on our sound because it's a much more produced sound, I would say.
Yeah.
We're still trying to be raw, but we just learned so much more about the art of making music. So that's influenced us writing with other writers. But as it stands right now, Stereosparks is Storey and Mark, and we make indie pop music. There's definitely more of a pop sound than there's ever been. But we have a very clear message for the first time ever. We finally found it, and that's, that uniqueness and being different is the shit. And we finally decided to write about that because we are really different from a lot of other people we've met. And instead of trying to change that, we're like, let's embrace that and let's actually write songs about it because that's what we know.
Yeah.
That's the long answer for a short question.
No, that's perfect. I would describe you guys as like indie pop.
Yeah.
Indie electronic pop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we found the electronic aspect recently, and we're into it.
Very cool. So you guys started off as a band called Hot Mess Loves You. Like, that's what you guys started off as.
Yeah, technically we started in a basement. We were called The Hot Mess. Yeah, just like the Facebook.
Right.
And we dropped the we were Hot Mess, then we moved to Nashville as Hot Mess, and then hotmess.com was actually Dirty Dirty Porn, so we decided Hot Mess Loves You is a good idea.
It's actually my favorite porn site. I just want to say.
I actually didn't get into it. I just found that it was a porn site and was like, okay. And Carl's Jr. came out with a Hot Mess burger, so there was just kind of all this stuff going on.
It was a hot mess.
And we had already owned the Hot Mess URL for so long and had been branding ourselves as that. It was a natural evolution to Hot Mess Loves You, and we made that happen.
So there was no legal trouble.
No, God, we don't have enough people that care to make it legal. Just kidding, our mom loves it. So yeah, we were Hot Mess Loves You, now we're Stereosparks. And Stereosparks is completely separate. It's part of our story, for sure. It's part of the evolution of who we are. But Stereosparks is its own little thing now. It's a whole different band, and different messaging, different treatment. Everything about it is, new, but with the influences of our past, definitely. It's prevalent.
So you moved from California to Nashville, and when you did that, you and Mark both came here together, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we started dating and then started a band within 2 months. So we were a couple technically before we started playing music, but.
How has it been here in Nashville playing music and like working with different artists?
It's been amazing. I think one of our favorite stories to tell about the transition was when we left our hometown of Chico, California. We left on this like amazing high because our last show was just like packed out, like so packed out. People are like, I watch video of it and like still get emotional because it was such an amazing night. People, yeah, oh my God. But people are like singing along and just so into it. Just like a couple hundred people, I think. Maybe I was everything. I don't know. It felt like that.
A
couple thousand. I mean, it's just I still can't hear right because of the screams. But the first night we played in Nashville, we played at the end at midnight. And the only people that were left there were 2 members of the other band and the sound guy. And we were like, what the F did we
playing to 3 people?
Like, oh my God, what did we just do? Like, people liked us in California. So thank goodness the shows got better after that. But that was our transition, and we were like, okay, well, we better like get to know as many people as possible. And Lighting 100 actually was a big part of our like transition here. Like they picked us up really quickly. We were in their their big competition, Music City Mayhem. We made it to the top 4. That got us a lot of exposure. They were playing us on the radio. We kind of got big heads. We were like, oh, we're the shit here too. Cool. So stupid. Because that died out very quickly, and it's just been an absolute roller coaster. And me personally, I've experienced some of the lowest lows of my life, but I've also experienced some of the highest highs. We got to go to New York and DC and like all these cool areas around Nashville, and meet some incredible people in Nashville. So it's just been this insane roller coaster.
Yeah.
But the best 3 years, I wouldn't change any of it. Truly, it's been really good for us.
So I read that you guys are moving back to California.
Yes.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard of.
Well, it's time. Nashville was never going to be permanent. It was never going to be forever. It was definitely about learning about music in a bigger music city environment. We didn't want to go straight to LA. We wanted to put ourselves far enough from home to where we couldn't run back home easily or quickly.
Right. Yeah.
So, it was always an experiment, and it was not a failed experiment by any means, but we're ready to go back to California. Our family, our whole, base is out there, and now that the band is Mark and I, we can really focus on, building a life for ourselves while also pursuing music to its fullest, The stability of home is going to be really, really helpful for us to be able to kind of take it to the next level, we hope, to be able to financially support ourselves.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
And that's a story between every musician in Nashville. Everybody's, we all got jobs. We're all trying to make it and do our own stuff on the side. It's tough.
And we have some good opportunities in California that will allow for us to travel and to go to LA and to make the connections that we need to make, but a little bit more stable. We love our roommates, but it's time to live on our own. We haven't lived on our own since we've been married. I'm done serving tables. Grateful for the experience, but get me the fuck out of there. So it's time to kind of take the adult lives we had before we moved here and then mash them up with this amazing dream that we're never going to let go of, but with the tools that we've learned out here that were essential to the growth of this band. So it's a good thing. It took a lot of thinking and crying to come to the decision, to be honest. Yes, more crying. This is why female bands are not more popular, because we just sit and cry all the time. I'm just kidding, that's horrible. It's because it's a male-dominated industry. Anyway,
that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother article.
They can't deal with the tears. But yeah, it was a hard decision, but we ultimately, once we made it, we knew it was the right choice.
So, what do we expect from Stereosparks before you guys leave? You got shows coming up. You got.
Yeah, we have our final show on May 1st at the basement.
May 1st.
It's going to be a really awesome show. We're playing with our favorite band, The Daily Howl, which we love, and one of my dearest friends, Danny Elliott, her band. So the bill is great, and we're going to be doing some crossover stuff, which is going to be really fun. We're bringing in other artists to sing with me, and that's going to be really, really awesome, because there's so many amazing women artists out here that I've met that have influenced me so much, and to be able to kind of have our last show feature, them and what women can do together is really important to me. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, May 1st, the basement. It's going to be
sweet. Thank you so much for coming and doing this interview. Got you a gift, along with the coffee. Of course, you have your complimentary hot sauce.
Oh, it's called cock sauce, right?
If you want to call it that. Yeah, cock sauce.
That's what
nice big bottle of cock sauce.
Wait, but before we go, we have a new EP coming out called Misfits. We've been working our asses off on it for quite some time now, and it'll be releasing this summer.
How many songs?
It's going to be between 4 and 5. We're making that final decision, but it's going to be awesome. We're filming a video for it coming up really shortly, and that's going to be released as well. Title track, Misfits. Really excited about that. That's going to show the growth, and finally people are going to be able to really get a sense of what Stereosparks is about.
Fun. Awesome. So, Name of the CD is.
The name of the EP is Misfits.
Name of the EP is Misfits.
Summer 2015. That's the year we're in, right? Not 15.
Is it 15?
I think so.
I am losing large tracks of time.
But yeah, thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Thank you for coming.